So hi and welcome to Nina, and she's come to have a little chat with me today about her artwork and her inspiration. So Nina, tell us whereabouts in the world you are.
I'm in Slovenia, in a small village called Crane, if I could translate the name, that was once really famous because of the lead mine. That was probably 80 years ago, also led by UK company, but now, the lead mine is closed for almost 25 years and I'm here.
And you're there. So you were born and brought up in this village?
In this area, yes. In this area, I was born here. I grew up here. I spent my childhood here. And I must say I had a really happy, great childhood because I could swim in the river. I could explore these underground tunnels, left by the mine. And sometimes I just felt like one of the characters from my youth novels I was reading.
Sounds magical. Sounds absolutely magical. So do you have siblings? Do you have any brothers or sisters?
I'm an only child. My parents are still alive. I'm here now with them. I don't have family on my own, so.
Yeah, so you have lots and lots of time to make your artwork.
Yes, this is true.
So is this your main thing that you do? Do you make art every day?
Yes, I'm stepping into this, but yes, this is actually, these are my dreams. This is my vision. I would love to do art every day. I can do it every day. I try it, and that really makes me complete and happy. But it's hard, it's hard.
Yeah.
Before I was teaching in high school for almost 10 years. So it's like now, let's say I'm on another journey and I will see what will happen.
Yeah. So what subjects were you teaching in school?
Slovene language. So the main subject actually, is the English with the literature is the main subject. The Slovene language was the main one, and philosophy as well.
Ah, so you taught philosophy.
Yeah, I studied philosophy and Slovene language. I complete a master from aesthetic. Yes. I was studying contemporary art in philosophical reflection, so that kind of thing.
Wow. Wow. And this has always been your dream from a little child to be a full-time working artist?
Oh, it's like, it's really hard to say. It's like, because I'm from a family, or from the place we are, from this, like, let's say, village where my grandparents were working in the mine lead. My grandmother doesn't have any education in a way. So it's like telling to be an artist was just ridiculous, You have to study something to have a job later. So I always loved to do art. I was like, as a child, I was able to draw for hours. As a teenager, and maybe later, I was drawing on the floor of my room. But I never, this was always something I really, really loved to do. And I never thought that I could just live or make a living out of what I really love. So this was like something that was really close and I wasn't shared to anyone.
Oh, so you kept it all inside yourself.
Yes, yeah. I was actually even afraid to show my paintings because they were like not this like usual beautiful images. I never have a vision what to paint. I cannot paint like, in this, like, let's say I have a vision, I will paint like this. I like this starting from nowhere. And I'm really amazed how painting is building from moment to moment and how the outcome always surprises me. And sometimes I love it. And sometimes I just think, oh my God, what is this? That's why, because my paintings weren't like typical in a way, I was afraid or ashamed to share to the people, to share with friends, with people. so this was like quite a secret, hidden part of me. But I did art courses in primary school, in secondary school. I was always doing something.
But when you came to picking a career as such, it was something more conventional, like you say, like a teacher.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I love all kinds of art, not just painting. I really adore literature as well. So it's like when I have to decide, I remember that when we were talking with my family, what shall I study? And my grandmother said, Nina, she's painting so beautiful. And I can remember, those words. I can see myself in the living room. But I was just, afraid to say, I would really like, afraid in a way. It wasn't like, it was forbidden topic. So I insisted to study philosophy because I was always curious about life, meaning, what is hidden behind the art as well. So this kind of things, I love to think about that. So that's why I decided to study my mother language with literature and philosophy. And art was like something that was always beside. But yeah, I never did it like professional.
And when you were studying, were you still keeping your secret?
No. When I moved, because then I moved to capital, to Ljubljana, and there were like a lot of good art courses all around. So I applied, and I was doing art courses at the Academy of Fine Art. So at the end of my first study, I was going almost once a week to the academy and drawing or doing like portrait or a figure. And I really love it. I was like, oh my God, these are dreams come true.
So you were doing quite figurative work, because now we're looking at the work behind you. That is quite abstract in nature, isn't it?
It is. So it's like, I love the body. So I was impressed by painting, drawing the body. But when I got the skill, I became interested in this feeling I had inside my body. And at some point I was feeling, how should I put this, what I feel, the abstraction of my body into the canvas? This is not just like a body it's like half seen, this is not for me, this is not abstraction. It should be something else, not just to paint something that, okay, I can see this is a little bit that reminds me of my, let's say, hand or shoulder or, nose. So by thinking how to put this abstraction of what can we feel like abstract image of a body on the canvas, at that time I started to dance as well. I started to dance 5 rhythms, and I felt just in love with the practice and also with the sensation I felt in my body. So, and then I said, how to put this is the abstraction of a body, actually, what I feel when I move, because my body knows it. Abstraction doesn't come from rational and the gaze in a way how actually it was in the past. So now, this is actually something that the abstraction that is coming from the movement, and, it's connected to the body, but it's not this like, classical painting of a figure.
Yeah. So you dance do you dance before to get inspiration, or do you dance while you're making the paintings?
There are like a lot of methods. I really like, I think that painting for me is like a dance. So I never, so I don't dance before. I dance really very often because this is my practice. I'm a teacher of it. So I could say that I'm really embodied and I could really feel it. And, I really like to lay down on an empty canvas. start with breathing, with not knowing, with just be in this still place of emptiness, and then just start to move and start to paint and trust that, you know, from this not knowing, trust the process. And more than I open to it, more this amazing, I could say, a creative force come, you know, it's here with me. And the creation then becomes some, let's say, like a dance. But yeah.
Yeah, you kind of embody it. You're an embodied performer of the painting.
I would really I like to do once this in the galleries as well,
Yeah.
because I'm interested in the process, because it's like, I think that, you know, it's like nowadays we can correct everything, our face, images, you know, everything has to be perfect. And I think it's quite it's quite a treasure in a way to show something like uncensored as it was.
Yeah.
To surrender to this creative process and just to do it. And when we trust, when we are connected, I feel it like that. I also know when the painting is done, if I'm painting from my head, then I'm struggling, you know, then I'm like sitting and I'm looking, do I need more yellow? Do I need more black? You know, is it balanced? I could say, you know, this is not, this is from the head. So this was for me probably a philosophy, or this is for me maybe a male concept, you know, or a male path to the art. But I think that, you know, maybe more feminine approach to the abstraction could be like something that, you know, it's not here, it's like in this, you know, and when it's over, and it is how it is.
Yeah, we have three brains, don't we? We have the brain in our head, the brain in our heart, and the brain in our stomach. So you're using the ones in your heart and in your stomach.
Yeah, it's like, I really like the abstraction that was born like maybe 100 years ago. So this, you know, what is inside, introspection, or this inside, this putting this inside world outside to be seen in abstractive way. This is what I'm really interested in. Yeah. And so it's like, I like actually Kandinsky, who is, you know, the father, Ankle, and so on, you know, it's like, but yeah. So this inner world, to put it out.
And the colors that you choose, do they come from inside of you as well? Yes.
It's like, you know, I like red, I like pink, but yellow. It's like, you know, I don't have my favorite color in a way. And, you know, sometimes I think this is like, you know, sometimes we like to have tight clothes, but sometimes we don't like. Sometimes we like to wear miniskirts, but sometimes we want to have like long trousers, you know. And this, I think, as well with paintings and with how I choose the colors. How I choose the colors. So I think it's intuitive.
Yeah, it's in your mood. It's in your mood, how your mood is at that time.
Of course, it's like, you know, because some of the paintings can happen like really fast. It can be like a really strong impulse of energy that I just have to put it out. And I feel like, you know, I'm doing like, you know, in a way, oh, wow. And it's like when I do it, I feel really tired. It's like I put all the life into this painting. But sometimes, you know, there are like layers. I have a dance and then it's over and I go away and I came and there is, you know, something that I still feel, you know, to add, to do. Some of the paintings can have a lot of layers. and this is okay. And, you know, so it's always different.
Yeah. So they're quite large, aren't they, your paintings? If you swing your camera slightly round, we could see that one that's on the wall.
So
Yeah.
this one is almost 3 meters and 2 meters high. And there up there is another one that is just, but this one is not framed. This one is even longer, and it has some words on the top as well. And here is this one. This one is 2 meter. And so,
Yeah.
and they're all on the floor.
They're all painted on the floor.
They're all painted on the floor. And sometimes when I put them then on the wall, I add the gesture, you know, I add some maybe lines, but I always start on the floor. And then maybe it's like from, let's say, from this like field of colors, I can find some lines, for example, that maybe I can, you know, I can always see some, so funny, we can always see some shapes. For example, I could see like a bird here.
Yeah, it's always open to the to our brain interpreting shapes, isn't it? Into trying to make the shapes into something familiar so it can understand.
So like looking into the clouds or the sky.
Exactly. So talk us through your creation of the one behind you. Talk me through from the beginning, from that one. How did that start? When did the thought come to you?
This one, this one is the first painting I did it in London last year when I was doing my Erasmus practice exchange, and it was, I think it was the end of the March. So just the lockdown happened, and I was like really struggling what to do. Shall I go back to Slovenia or shall I stay? I realized that because of everything will be closed, I could be able to work in a big, beautiful studio that will be there just for me because other people would not be able to come. So I was thinking, shall I stay there in London with unknown people, unknown circumstances? You know, will I be brave enough, or shall I go back and come here later? And I decided that I have to. I'm here. I fall in love in that place that I was. So I found this canvas because I didn't have my canvas yet. There in the studio where I was. It was a rainy weekend, and I put some plastic on the floor and put the canvas on the floor, and I was like, inside of me it was bubbling, you know, a lot of fears, what to do. You may die because, you know, it's like this is like the pandemic was. We didn't know how it will end, or, you know, it will ever end. So it was all this like informations were like, oh my God, were like driving me on the edge. So I put the canvas on the floor, put some music on it, and I picked 3 colors. This black, and then this green was the first one, and then red you can see behind. And I just start to move, I start to put it out. So I'm talking now about this abstraction that was here. You know, I was like I would be dancing, moving around the canvas on the floor. And then this was probably the first day I did with these 3 colors and a little bit of white. And then another day, I've got like small colors, not the big one. I add more colors and more. So, and then it was like when I put the first impulse of emotions or energies or thoughts out, and then I was I was adding layers and layers on the painting, everything on the floor. And so maybe after 14 days or maybe 3 weeks, I came to to something that I could call the light in myself, or belief, courage, hope. I can see now the path. And so I took the white color and the brush, and I can still see the last stroke of a brush. I did it. And I also call this painting the spark of light can dissolve the darkness, because it goes from here, so white stroke, and then it goes here, so, and it ends here. So, and this white stroke, it's like now, now the painting is finished, it's done, now here I can see now here light, but it was like a battle inside of me.
Wow.
And found a way how to continue.
And so you stayed, so whereabouts was the studio in London that you were at?
Trinity Art Studio, it's in Kennington.
Yes, yeah. So, and when did you decide to then, because you found your way out, you've gone on the journey and you've created this amazing painting. Have you shown that painting at all? Have you exhibited it in any exhibitions?
No, not yet, because it's like there was still lockdown, and then after lockdown, I returned to Slovenia. I took this painting to the academy when I had to finish my master degree. So I showed them this painting and maybe a few more, but no, I'm still waiting to find the place.
You're waiting for the moment to be able to show that work. So when do you finish your masters? When is that finished? Soon.
In June, sorry, in June.
I thought you said soon.
I did it before the summer.
So you finished your masters, and that's great. So what's the next step for you? What are you thinking to do next?
I would love to do all of these painting, dancing performances, to do this in the galleries, I don't know, this is something like that.
So the plan is to actually exhibit the work, but then actually create work in a gallery space as well.
Yes.
That sounds amazing.
Always be created there in front of the public. You could do that on a screen, but it would be so much more powerful if it was in actual real life. Yeah. Because in a way, paintings are always just what is left is a document. The document of something but life is always happening now in this moment, in this very moment. So that's why I believe into this movement, into what performing is. So being here now, action now, and with this now, we are changing the next now. So we cannot go back, and everything what is left is just the document. And it will be great to be surrounded with these beautiful paintings and to be also present with one that is creating. And I'm actually also interested in, let's call it like collective painting, when the people could join me.
Wow, that would be so amazing.
Yeah, that would be great.
Oh, you'll have to leave that one with me for me to have a think about that, won't you, to see if I can come up with something where you can come and to the UK and do some collective painting with us. I love that concept. I think your work is absolutely incredible, Nina, really do, and you must keep going and keep doing it. So do you have any exhibitions coming up, anything that you're thinking to exhibit in Slovenia?
Yeah, next year I'll have a solo exhibition in the area I'm living. So it's like I'm working now with the galleries. We are preparing some movies as well. Me dancing or painting in the galleries to have some more material. So this is actually going to happen. These dreams are, I hope so, are going to be recorded and put out quite soon. But it's like, I don't know if I'm going to exhibit these paintings, because I'm quite, paintings are really powerful with colors and emotions. So I think paintings need quite big space. Otherwise, art always have, I think, like art is always subversive. It was. Art has always changed us, or we like it or we don't like it. It's always something, it's feeling behind it. So that's why I like art so much, because we can always recognize it. We can always discover some new parts of ourselves.
Absolutely. It's great for the curious, isn't it? It's great for the curious. So you're thinking that you may not exhibit that piece because it's so personal, because it was so poignantly at the time?
Because it's like I did, it's a cycle of 5 big paintings, and I think they should be together exhibited.
Yeah.
And all 5 together, it's like I can see like this big white space. Maybe I'm old-fashioned.
It's always lovely to exhibit a body of work together. So the gallery that you're working with at the moment, is that local to you, or is it in Slovenia?
It is a local. It's a local gallery. It's a good one. It's quite well known. So in Slovenia, we have maybe 4 or 5, let's say, national galleries, local national galleries. And I'm working with one of those groups, and I'm looking forward to I don't know.
That's exciting.
What will happen.
It's exciting, isn't it? And I'm really pleased that you're working towards something to show the work and to like move on from your master's now into more of carrying on with your profession.
Yes. They're like, it's not easy, but there are like a lot of topics that I'm really interested. It's like also the environment, or just the reflection of situation nowadays through faces. So this, like, let's say the performance is one of really, like, I like it the most. The topic, I feel cold, I like it the most. But there are like a lot, arts, it's such a big field, so we can do with paper collage. There are like so many topics. We can discover our inside world. We can, remind people of what is outside, and it has to be seen because it's not seen. It wasn't seen enough, and so on.
Yes.
So
yeah, it is very good, as you say, for revealing things to people.
Yes, that's why I always loved art. I loved avant-garde in a way. I like this, let's say, the aesthetic, or this art that was born in maybe 19th century, this idea of art that can change something, that has its power inside of it. And I believe that artists were always, like, in a way, were always geniuses that were showing us the concept, then that came later. And this is the I would say the beautiful, the treasure meaning of art.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Thank you so much, Nina. It's been so lovely to chat to you and to hear more about your story and your journey. We'll be watching you very closely to see how this exhibition comes together. I can't wait to see it. And hopefully we'll get to see you in the UK sometime very soon.
I hope so as well.